Hey guys, so I'm starting out with my eyebrows done and tape applied to my eyes, and I'm going to take this kind of yellowish cream shade from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to use that to set the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot that I've used to prime my lids. Now I'm taking the orangey shade from the same palette and I'm going to use that as my transition shade, so applying that into my crease and on the outer third of my lid in a V shape. Now moving on to my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance Palette, I'm going to take the shade Burnt Orange and I'm going to use that to deepen up the crease and outer V area. Now I'm taking this really deep red shade called Real Gar, and I'm going to apply that in the area that I would apply a winged liner, and then I'm going to use a Sigma E35 to blend that out and into the crease. Now I'm going to take this eyeshadow trio by Naked Cosmetics. I got this in my BoxyCharm this month, and I'm taking this shimmery orange shade and I'm going to apply that to my lid, mainly on the outer 2/3 area, and I'm also going to buff that out with the same Sigma E35 that I've been using for every other step in this look. Now going back into the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm taking this gold shimmery shade called Primavera, and I'm going to apply that to my inner third of my eyelid, and I also wet my brush a little bit with MAC Fix Plus, and I'm just building up this color to the intensity that I want. Now to blend the line between the shimmery gold and orange shades, I'm just going back in with that same pencil brush that I used to apply the orange and just blending out that line a little bit. I did not add anything to this brush, I'm just using whatever's left over. Now back into the Modern Renaissance palette, I'm taking the shade Tempera and I'm going to use that to highlight my brow bone, and then I am going to just blend out any harsh edges. Now I'm removing the tape and you'll see that we're left with two very sharp lines. And moving on to my face, I'm using the Makeup Forever HD6 today. I'm actually using two different shades, so I'm using 118 on the outer perimeter of my face and the area that I would contour, and then I'm taking 117, which is closer to my actual skin tone, and I'm using that in the center of my face. The kind of brush that I find works best for foundation sticks is a very dense flat top kabuki, so that's what I'm using today, and I'm just going to blend out the lighter shades first and then move out to the darker shades and blend everything together. Now going in with my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Sand, and I'm using that to highlight my face on the high points. And I'm also using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Light, I believe, and I'm using that to kind of dilute the matteness of the Tarte Shape Tape. Is matteness a word? You know what I mean. And I'm just using the same brush that I used for my foundation to blend this out as well, because all of my beauty blenders are dirty. Now I'm just taking my RCMA No Color Powder and I'm baking my under eyes and any other areas where I tend to crease. And going in with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder, and I'm using that to set the rest of my face, and I'm also brushing off the areas that I baked. Now I'm taking my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer, and I'm using this to bronze up my face and contour a little bit. Since this bronzer is not overly warm toned and it's not super cool either, it's the perfect shade for contouring. So I'm just applying that to the hollows of my cheeks and on my forehead. Now I'm taking my Milani Luminoso Baked Blush and the stippling brush by Real Techniques and applying that just to the apples of my cheeks. For highlighter today, I decided to use my Modern Renaissance palette. This is the first time I did this, and it actually worked out quite well. So I'm taking that shimmery color called Vermeer, and I'm applying that to the high points of my face. Now for my lower lash line, I'm mixing Burnt Orange and Realgar, and I'm putting that on a small pencil brush and just buffing that along my lower lash line. Now just applying a coat of mascara before I go in with falsies. And the falsies that I use today are the Kiss No. 11s, and I've applied them off camera. And for my lips today, I'm also using something that came in my BoxyCharm this month. This is a liquid lipstick by the brand Real Her. I've actually never heard of this brand before I got my BoxyCharm this month, but the lipstick was very comfortable to wear. It dried completely matte and lasted all day, and the shade that I'm using is called I'm a Rockstar.